So despite the Chiefs winning both of their previous playoff meetings, both Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have shown out, with each having over 750 combined passing and rushing yards, along with 6 passing TDs each. Okay, let's get into this. We got my guy Swagu back. We got that taken care of. There we go.
Yeah, I'm back.
Mad Dog, would you rather have Mahomes or Allen on Sunday?
It's close. It's close, but I have to take Mahomes. And I have a funny feeling he's going to hear all week. I'm sure I'm hearing it right now.
Yeah.
I've never won a road playoff game. That's the last thing he needs, to be motivated by the fact, well, that's another checklist off my mark. I'll go out there and I'll win a road playoff game. The Chiefs did a great job on Saturday night, Marcus. Nobody saw it on the Peacock, but they did a great job on Saturday night.
But wait, I have to say one thing about Peacock. Hold on.
That is false. Hold on. That is false. Over 30 million people watched it. Over 30 million. That is false. Ripper, we are not doing this on First Take. We have to give Roger Goodell and the NFL credit for what they did. Over 30 million people watched it. Most watched. I'm sorry. You're wrong about that, doggy.
We'll stay focused.
You're wrong about that. Stay focused.
Oh, he's hot stuff for $6.99. Go buy it on. Anyway, because the Chiefs embraced the cold, they look good. Better defense. I think they might win the game. But as far as the quarterbacks are concerned, and I love Allen. He's played well. He played great on Monday afternoon. I have to give the edge to Mahomes. He's won, obviously, the 2 Super Bowls. Have we ever seen him play a bad playoff game? I mean, even the Super Bowl he lost to Tampa, their offensive line was a mess. That wasn't his fault. So we have seen Allen be a little spotty in some big games. And I love Allen. I'll take Mahomes if I had to in a big spot on Sunday night. I would take Mahomes.
Let me say this to y'all. Doug, I'm going to disagree with you for this one. He's been waiting a long time, and the Buffalo Bills and the Bills Mafia have been waiting a long time to get Kansas City someplace away from Arrowhead Stadium. Well, they got it now, so that's high-end motivation, number one. Number two, when we saw Josh Allen, one of his greatest performances was in the loss to Kansas City. In that AFC divisional playoff game when they were going back and forth, and he put forth a spectacular performance. And a lot of people, when we had Super Bowl aspirations for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills before they lost to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals last year, what was the reason for that? Because of what we saw him do against Patrick Mahomes. We know what a stud he is. We know he can make any throw on the football field. We know that, I don't know if anybody's ever said this, Swagu or Doggy, but I'm going to say it. He's like a better version of Big Ben Roethlisberger. Obviously, Big Ben Roethlisberger was a 2-time Super Bowl champion. But I'm talking about somebody big enough to run with the football, run through defenders on occasion, shrug them off, extend plays, stuff like that. He's not just a quarterback who can make throws. He's a big quarterback who's imposing and not easy to bring down. So we have to take that into consideration as well. Then I'm looking at him in playoff games, 2 playoff games against Patrick Mahomes. 65% completions, 308 passing yard average, a 104.8 passer rating, 78 rush yards per game, 6 touchdowns, just 1 interception in the 2 playoff games that he's had against Patrick Mahomes. And both of those games were on the road in Kansas City. So what I'm doing right now is imagining that there's going to be an upgrade. You're going to be on your home turf. It's Kansas City that's going to be in hostile confines. They're going to be on road. The weather conditions is a non-factor to me because it's similar to whatever existed in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City anyway. So when you're going to Buffalo, it's not like Miami's coming to town. This is the Kansas City Chiefs coming to town. They're used and they're accustomed to dealing with inclement weather. But obviously so is Buffalo. And we all know that this game is going to come down to Josh Allen. You got to show up. He knows it's going to be on his shoulders. Is he going to play hero ball and as a result make some mistakes? Or is he going to be the Josh Allen that we've seen over the last few weeks where he's only made about 4 turnovers over the last 18 games, which is foreign for him? We got to take those things into consideration as well. So I'm of the mindset that being in Orchard Park, in Buffalo, with Kansas City having to come on the road, that Josh Allen's going to answer the call today, and I think that he's going to be ready this weekend. I'm going to roll with Josh Allen on it.
So you went through all of the other elements as opposed to talking about the quarterbacks. Mahomes is the guy that you would rather have in a big playoff game because we've seen him do it at a higher level more times than any. And I get that he's not going to be at home. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has played every home game in his career, and he's went and performed in all kind of elements in different situations. This won't be too big for him. And if you're lining down up on the field and you're asking yourself, all right, which quarterback do I want to take that I'm going to trust more in this situation, being on the road with a team like Buffalo and a team like Kansas City, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Can Josh Allen do it? Absolutely. Will he play at a high level? Probably so. He's been phenomenal. But ultimately, when you start talking about Patrick Mahomes coming into a building, I don't put as much weight and validity on him having to go on the road for the first time. Patrick Mahomes is not going to shrink. He's not going to become some player that we've not grown accustomed to. If the Chiefs lose this game, it won't be because of Patrick Mahomes. It'll be because of what we've watched the Chiefs do all season long as far as the parts around him. This is the best defense that he's had, that he's going on the road with. This is going to be about the guys around Patrick Mahomes. There were some things in the Kansas City Chiefs game against Miami that against Miami that I wasn't particularly in love with about the offense. But it wasn't Patrick Mahomes. It wasn't what he could do. He left no doubt that he was the best player on the field. He's going to step in as the best player on the field against Buffalo. There is one place where I would take a guy this particular year above Patrick Mahomes. That's Lamar Jackson.
First of all, hold on, doggy. First of all, Marcus, you already lost your damn argument. Inconsistency. Because you started off your argument by saying you're going to go, I'm answering you, okay? Sit back and listen with that loud shirt of yours. Pay attention because you got a slight delay. Just let me speak, okay? Here's the deal. Well, I'm just saying that because, juxtapose that to me, who's looking quite dapper this morning, if I should say.
It doesn't matter. I like
the
point that I'm trying to make is this, all right? You got to give yourself the compliment since y'all was short. Y'all was slow to the party. The point that I'm making is this. Swagu says Patrick Mahomes over Josh Allen based on history, but then says the only person that I would take ahead of Patrick Mahomes is Lamar Jackson. Well, what about his history? Mm-hmm. It's inconsistent. From a playoff perspective, Josh Allen actually has from a playoff perspective.
You're more layered than this.
I am more layered than this. But the bottom line is, from a playoff perspective, Josh Allen has a better playoff resume than Lamar Jackson. That's just a fact. So I'm sorry that's not layered enough for you, but it's layered enough for me.
I'm sorry. I wasn't clear. I'm talking about the history of this NFL season. I'm not talking about the overall history. We had this argument about Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. If you take an overall resume, it's always going to be Patrick Mahomes. Right. There is no comparison when it comes to that. I'm talking about this particular football season because we're talking about this game this year. Okay?
All right. I appreciate the clarity.
Patrick Mahomes for me.
I appreciate the clarity, but I appreciate the clarity. But even with excuse me, I appreciate the clarity, but at the end of the day, I still have a legitimate argument about Josh Allen because of what we're seeing and the fact that we haven't seen Patrick Mahomes on the road in a playoff game ever.
Steve.
Yes, Steve, settle down.
Steve, if this game is for your life, and Marcus is right.
He's taking Mahomes.
If this game is for your life,
he's taking Mahomes.
You can't take Allen over Mahomes. That's not fair. You can't.
Can I respond? Can I respond to that, dog?
Sure you can.
You may, but please make it quick.
I'm Stephen A., baby. Don't rush me.
I'm teasing you.
And when I say baby, I'm talking about Molly, Swagu, and Doggy. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, I'm Stephen A., baby. All right, here's the deal, y'all. Here's the deal. You know what I'm saying? Hey, by the way, not only am I Stephen A., I approve this message. But anyway, let me get back to the focus at hand. Okay? I'm saying to you, Doggy, you can say that, right? Game for your life. I get that. But last time I checked, Patrick Mahomes can't catch the football. He can throw it. Do I want to trust those receivers on the road?
That's not the question.
Time out.
That ain't the question, bro.
And hold on. Let me tell you why it's the question, Doggy. Because Swagu said he's talking about this season. This season, there have been times when Patrick Mahomes has not looked like his great mercurial self. Other times, we've seen receivers dropping the damn football. How can you ask me not to take that into consideration with what we've seen from Kansas City sporadically this season? That's not fair. We're taking into account what Josh Allen. How come I can't do it with Kansas City?
Stephen A., you can bring up that Patrick Mahomes has had uncharacteristic interceptions. That would have been better for your argument. Those drop passes got nothing to do with Patrick Mahomes. Just like the drop passes has nothing to do with Josh Allen. You still trust Mahomes more to take care of the football than Josh Allen, bro. You do. As much as you want to try to.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is this season, on this particular Sunday, at home in Buffalo, based on what I've seen from the Buffalo Bills since they were 6-6, why are y'all acting like it's beyond comprehension to say, yo, I think Josh Allen is going to take them this year? I believe that. But what's wrong with that?
Just say you think Josh Allen is playing better than Patrick Mahomes, and me and Doggy don't believe that. That's where you want to go. Don't bring up dropping passes by the receivers. Josh Allen has had the same problem. His receivers have dropped passes. He's had interceptions.
But I just finished saying, I think that since they've been 6-6, what I've seen from Josh Allen, and the way he's rolling right now, combined with this game this weekend being in Buffalo, I believe Josh Allen is going to be better than Patrick Mahomes this weekend.
I dig that. Okay. All right. Well, you said what we've been trying to get you to. You said you think he's going to be better.
Yes. Remember, Allen against Miami, not great.
Yeah.
2 picks. Ball at the 2-yard line at the end of the half when they didn't kick the field goal. Remember that, Marcus? When they didn't throw the ball in the end zone at the end of the half in the Miami game. Listen, I love the guy. Who doesn't? But again, it's an easy one. This one won 2 Super Bowls. Who went out last week in that unbelievable weather and played a tremendous game. If your life is on the line, your precious little life in Southern California, you have to take Mahomes. Forget the team. Forget the defense. Forget the drop passes. All these things you like to add into the equation. We're not interested. QB. Who is better? The answer is Mahomes. He knows it. Molly knows it. I know it. And somehow you don't.
The analogy, Molly, would be because we're talking about greatness. So this is an appropriate analogy.
Yeah.
Me. When it comes to First Take, there are certain Wednesdays that Doggy thinks he's the dude. You understand what I'm saying? And there are times that I sit up there and say he has his moments.
My God,
but overall, we understand.
Man.
We understand the discrepancy. You see what I'm saying? I get it. But on a particular Wednesday, it might be his day. Because what are you mad about? Segments are must-see TV, baby. And there are some days that we just sit back and we go like this. You got it today.